The U.S. Institute of Peace president has stated that Doge has broken into their office to commit an audit, which they say they are exempt from. Now, the president and CEO of the U.S. Institute of Peace is George Moose, and he has stated that it is an illegal takeover by the executive branch to take over the U.S. Institute of Peace. Now, the U.S. Institute of Peace is an independent, non-profit organization created by Congress in 1984. The organization is supposed to focus on conflict resolution and peace building, and is not part of the executive branch, technically. Now, Donald Trump on March 14th actually dismissed most of the board members for the U.S. Institute of Peace, leaving only 3 members: Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and National Defense University President Peter Garvin. Now, those 3 board members then instituted an acting president of the U.S. Institute of Peace, and his name was Kenneth Jackson. Now, USIP did contest this and stated that this is an illegal action by the administration. Now, Doge was actually rebuffed from entering the building on March 14th initially, but then they showed up on March 17th with the DC police and were then given access to the building. Now, the USIP's building, which is right across from the State Department's building, is actually privately owned by the Institute, so that made it a little bit more complicated on how Doge was able to gain access to this legally. Now, the U.S. Institute of Peace is funded by Congress for a majority of their funding, with over $55 billion given to the Institute just this year alone. So if it's fully funded by Congress but has no oversight by the executive branch or Congress and is just an independent agency, why are we funding this thing at all is the question that I have. Also, the goals of this institute are exactly what the State Department of the United States is supposed to do, so why do we have 2 organizations basically doing the same thing? Just like USAID, why don't we bring all of that under the State Department's rules, under the State Department's purview, and let them actually do what the State Department should be doing, which is having our peace building, having our relationship buildings be an official act of the United States government.